Draylon Miller steps up. Coach Prime's next star emerges as Colorado grapples with Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders' departure. In Boulder, there's a new kind of buzz surrounding the Colorado Buffaloes. A buzz not just built on legacy, but on emerging leadership, newfound opportunity, and a rising sophomore wide receiver who just might be the program's next face. Draylon Miller, the Texas-bred talent who flashed serious promise as a freshman, is ready to take the baton. With Travis Hunter's departure to the NFL and Shedeur Sanders' arm no longer orchestrating the Buffs' offense, many believed a vacuum had formed. But inside the Colorado locker room, there's no panic. There's Draylon. A quiet fire burns in the sophomore, one that's caught the eye of fans, coaches, and teammates alike. And in a program still finding its post-Hunter and post-Sanders identity, Miller is beginning to define the next chapter of Coach Prime's Buffs. Why limit me? Draylon Miller channels Travis Hunter's spirit. When Buffs insider Mark Johnson asked Miller if he saw himself as a versatile playmaker like Hunter, the sophomore didn't hesitate. "Oh, most definitely. I feel like, why limit me? I know you can put me anywhere on the field and I can make plays. Just give me the ball." It's not arrogance, it's ambition. And if you watched Miller's freshman tape, it's ambition that's backed by execution. 32 catches, 277 yards, 3 touchdowns, appeared in all 13 games, starting 3, played WR, lined up in the backfield, and even took handoffs. But one game etched him into the memory of Buffs fans everywhere: Utah. In a high-stakes late-season clash, Miller erupted for 108 yards, including a 49-yard touchdown that lit up Folsom Field. It wasn't just speed, it was vision, balance, and confidence. The kind of traits that remind fans of another number 12 who once danced down those same sidelines. Replacing Travis Hunter? Not quite. But building his own legacy? Absolutely. Let's be honest, you don't replace Travis Hunter. The 2024 Heisman winner was a one-of-one talent who lined up at both WR and CB, collecting Trophy Heisman Trophy, Trophy Biletnikoff Award, Trophy Chuck Bednarik Award, Trophy Paul Hornung Award, Trophy Walter Camp Trophy. He didn't just play football, he dominated it from both sides. But what Draylon Miller offers is something Hunter never had time to build at CU: a multi-year developmental arc in one position. Miller isn't trying to mimic Hunter's dual-threat dominance. Instead, he's trying to become the best version of himself, a wideout with big play ability and leadership instincts to match. Perfect timing. CU's WR room needs a new alpha, with Hunter, Jimmy Horn Jr., LaJohntay Wester, and Will Shepard all gone to the NFL. There's a huge void at wide receiver. Colorado isn't just looking for production, it's looking for an identity. Miller's profile fits the bill. 6 feet 1 inch, 195 pounds. Elite acceleration, natural hands, YAC potential, sharp route runner. And with QB1 still undecided, he's positioning himself to be whoever's favorite target. Somebody has to be the quarterback's best friend in 2025, said Buffs WR coach Jason Phillips. Why not Draylon? Early projections have Miller doubling his 2024 numbers, with a legitimate shot at 1,000 plus yards if the chemistry clicks. Shedeur Sanders is gone, but his impact still reverberates. No matter who lines up under center in Week 1, one truth looms large: Shedeur Sanders isn't coming back. The calm, laser-focused QB, who threw for over 4,100 yards and 37 touchdowns last season, is now battling for a job in the NFL. And while his production will be hard to match, his leadership void is just as noticeable. Miller knows this, and when asked about the change in dynamic, he gave a thoughtful, mature response. It's different, of course, from last year, just not having Shedeur in the room. But I feel like it's still, we're going great. The chemistry is there. We're building each day. He continued, it's just the little things we talk about. Like if I was here on this route and he wanted me to be there. Just communication. Leadership isn't always about screaming in huddles. It's about consistency, clarity, and connection. Miller is already assuming that tone-setter role in the WR room. New quarterback battle, same pressure. The 2025 QB race is heating up in Boulder, and it's a three-headed monster. Kaidon Salter, the Liberty transfer, with absurd 2023 stats: 3,228 passing yards, 13 rushing TDs. Julian Juju Lewis, five-star freshman phenom, with NFL buzz already. Ryan Staub, the steady returner with system knowledge and coach trust. While the fanbase debates who should win the job, Miller is focused on ensuring he's ready for whoever does. He's already running extra sessions with each QB, building timing and anticipation. "It's about trust," Miller said. "Doesn't matter who it is. I just want them to know I'll be where they need me." A reinvented offensive line. More time, more opportunities. Last season, Colorado's offense often stalled due to one glaring weakness: the offensive line. 42 sacks allowed. Under 2.5 yards per carry. Minimal time for Shedeur to throw or set up explosive plays. Coach Prime wasn't having a repeat of that. He hit the transfer portal like a man possessed. Landing. ZY Chrysler, All-SEC. Xavier Hill, All-Conference USA. Jordan Seaton, the five-star All-American sophomore and anchor of the future. Miller can already feel the difference. Most definitely. Even the coaches, you can feel it. They're running down the field now. It's toned up. So I'm loving it. I'm happy to run behind them. A cleaner pocket means deeper routes, longer developing plays, and more vertical shots for Miller to showcase his speed. Coach Prime's faith in Miller. Deion Sanders has always had an eye for talent, especially at the skill positions. And according to sources inside the program, he's been personally involved in Miller's off-season development. "He sees a lot of young Travis and Draylon," said Buffs assistant Mario Alford. "But also something different, more control, more raw receiver polish." Coach Prime hasn't publicly declared Miller the WR1 yet, but he doesn't have to. Miller's work ethic, production, and voice in the locker room are doing the talking for him. What's at stake in 2025? Colorado shocked the nation in 2024 with a 9-4 record and an Alamo Bowl berth. But with so many veterans gone, the 2025 squad faces a make-or-break season. The spotlight is hotter. The expectations are higher. Draylon Miller knows that, and rather than shy away, he's leaning in. "I came here to be a difference maker. I'm not trying to fill anyone's shoes. I'm trying to build my own." That's the mindset that builds All-Americans. Final thoughts. The next chapter in Colorado's story. There's something beautiful about passing the torch, not as a burden, but as a challenge. Travis Hunter gave everything to Colorado. So did Shedeur Sanders. Their names are now etched into Legacy Hall and their jerseys retired. But Colorado football doesn't pause. It evolves. And in the middle of that evolution is Draylon Miller, a player unafraid to lead, unafraid to speak up, and most importantly, unafraid to become the next household name in Boulder. He may not wear number 12, but he might just carry the torch better than anyone imagined. Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter immortalized as Colorado legends. Buffs celebrate historic era before NFL journey begins. Long before the confetti fell on draft night and NFL franchises called their names, Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter had already cemented their place in Colorado football history. Now, with their NFL journeys officially underway, the University of Colorado is making sure the world never forgets what these two generational athletes did in Boulder. In a heartfelt and unprecedented move, the Colorado Buffaloes have enshrined both Sanders and Hunter into their legacy hall while retiring their jersey numbers, an honor previously reserved for only 4 players in program history. Their names now sit alongside legends like Rashaan Salaam and Byron White, but their impact might be even greater. Because this wasn't just about numbers. This was about culture, about identity, and about rewriting the narrative of a once-forgotten football program. Colorado's historic announcement, a farewell fit for legends. With a simple, powerful post on social media, the Buffs made the news official. 2 new legends, 1 historic haul. Welcome to Legacy Hall, Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders. Trophy. And just like that, the era that reignited Buffalo's football was canonized. Both Hunter and Sanders, who began their college careers at Jackson State under Deion coach Prime Sanders, didn't just transfer to Colorado in 2023. They transferred belief, swagger, attention, and wins. And the school didn't let them leave for the NFL without giving them one final moment of glory. Their jersey numbers, number 2 for Shedeur, number 12 for Hunter, are now officially retired. Their stories, enshrined forever in Colorado's Legacy Hall. Brent DePapa on the transformation, tough but fun project. Colorado's creative director Brent DePapa couldn't contain his excitement either. Taking to X, formerly Twitter, he revealed the scope of the updates to Legacy Hall. 8 new trophies added. Baby. 1 additional Heisman Trophy pedestal and a 25-foot countertop extension. Tough but fun project. Thank you, Travis and Shedeur. Plus, some nicely upgraded plaques for our existing Colorado football legends. #GoBuffs. It wasn't just a display. It was an architectural expansion, because there was too much greatness to contain in the old space. A tale of 2 superstars. Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders didn't just win games. They rewrote history. Travis Hunter, the two-way phenomenon. Hunter didn't follow in anyone's footsteps. He made his own. A once-in-a-generation player, he logged over 1,400 snaps in the 2024 season. 400 more than any other player in the country. Offensively, he torched DBs as a wide receiver. Defensively, he blanketed WRs and picked off QBs as a cornerback. The result? Trophy Heisman Trophy. First buff since Rashaan Salam in 1994. Trophy Biletnikoff Award. Trophy Paul Hornung Award. Trophy Walter Camp Award. He became only the second defensive player in history to win the Heisman, following Charles Woodson. Hunter wasn't just a player, he was an era. Shedeur Sanders, QB1 with ice in his veins. If Hunter was the heart, Shedeur was the brain. He commanded the field with precision, awareness, and leadership rarely seen at the college level. Fire 4,134 passing yards. Fire 37 touchdowns. Trophy Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award. Trophy Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year. American football led Colorado to a 9-4 record and Alamo Bowl appearance. In a span of 2 years, Shedeur went from Coach Prime's son to one of the most efficient, respected, and composed quarterbacks in college football. From Jackson State to Boulder, a risk that paid off. Few moves in college football history were as bold as Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter, leaving the comfort of Jackson State to follow Coach Prime to Colorado. The Buffs were coming off a 1-11 season in 2022, their national relevance nearly extinct. Critics called it reckless. They said Hunter would disappear at a Power 5 school. They said Shedeur wouldn't survive behind a porous O-line. They said Coach Prime's show wouldn't last. And yet, Colorado sold out Folsom Field in 2023 and 2024. TV ratings soared. The Buffs were suddenly on ESPN and Fox every Saturday. Recruiting boomed, and the wins came. The Coach Prime era worked because of 2 players who believed in the vision and backed it up with game-breaking performance. Their NFL dreams begin. Now, both legends are off to the NFL, but their journeys have started in very different ways. Travis Hunter, Jacksonville's weapon. Selected number 2 overall by the Jacksonville Jaguars, Hunter has immediately become one of the most electric players in training camp. One red zone practice highlight saw him leap into the corner of the end zone for a toe-drag touchdown from Trevor Lawrence. It looked like he came down hard, but moments later, he popped back up, igniting cheers from the Jaguars faithful. "He's built different," said Jaguars HC Liam Cohen. "We haven't had a player like this." Hunter's two-way potential is real, and Jacksonville is already finding creative ways to use him. Shedeur Sanders, fighting for respect in Cleveland. For Shedeur, the path is less glamorous. Drafted in the 5th round, number 144 overall, by the Cleveland Browns, he was surprisingly selected after Dylan Gabriel, despite winning Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year. That decision raised eyebrows, and his training camp so far has been a mixed bag. He started strong, more efficient than Gabriel, Flacco, and even Pickett in limited reps. But just as the buzz began to grow, he was sidelined with arm soreness, missing valuable team drills. With Kenny Pickett returning from injury and Gabriel gaining reps, Shedeur's momentum may be slipping. "When you're not in a competition, you're losing ground," Pickett said. "That's the nature of the game." Still, Browns insiders believe Shedeur's ceiling is sky-high. But to realize it, he'll need to get healthy and fast. A culture shift that can't be measured in stats. The impact of Shedeur and Hunter isn't just about touchdowns and trophies. They helped rebuild CU's image, establish an NFL pipeline, change the recruiting landscape, inspire a fan base. They proved that you could bring flash and still deliver fundamentals. That NIL doesn't have to destroy team culture. That athletes of color from HBCUs can lead Power 5 programs with class and excellence. Deion Sanders' plan was never just about winning games. It was about winning minds, hearts, and futures. And no two players embodied that better than his son and the #1 overall recruit he convinced to believe in something bigger. Final thoughts. A legacy forever locked in. Colorado football may never see another pair quite like them again. Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders didn't just suit up for CU, they revived it. They didn't just win awards, they broke barriers. And now, with their names etched in Legacy Hall, their jerseys hanging high, and their stories immortalized in Boulder's football history, the message is clear. They came, they conquered, and they changed everything. They proved that you could bring flash and still deliver fundamentals. That NIL doesn't have to destroy team culture. That athletes of color from HBCUs can lead Power 5 programs with class and excellence. Deion Sanders' plan was never just about winning games. It was about winning minds, hearts, and futures. And no two players embodied that better than his son and the #1 overall recruit he convinced to believe in something bigger. Final thoughts. A legacy forever locked in. Colorado football may never see another pair quite like them again. Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders didn't just suit up for CU, they revived it. They didn't just win awards, they broke barriers. And now, with their names etched in Legacy Hall, their jerseys hanging high, and their stories immortalized in Boulder's football history, the message is clear. They came, they conquered, and they changed everything.